Oh, hello there. Yes, well, we're over Hump D, and it's Thursday. It's by-election D as well. Yes, indeed. It's going to be an intriguing three-way fight between an ex-Labour person, an ex-Labour person, and an ex-Labour person. Such choice in our democracy. You're spoiling us, and all those kind of phrases. Indeed. But, one of the things that I was quite intrigued about recent events with like that nice Mr. Anderson suggesting he might join the Reform Party was the news that Richard Tice has allegedly turned down two Conservative MP who didn't quite come up to scratch with his, impeccable standards. And it leaves a begging question of exactly how low that bar must be. Because their Rochdale, that nice Mr. Simon in Rochdale, for them, ex-Labour guy, had to leave the Labour Party because of some inappropriate behaviour with a minor. So, if he's okay, what on earth have those Tory MPs done? Yes, anyway, that nice Mr. Anderson will no doubt be a great asset to the party because, of course, we know what a plain-speaking kind of gruff, working-class guy he is. Except, of course, he really isn't, is he? He just comes across as, well, just your usual grifter. I mean, this is a man, after all, who, for all his plain-speaking, gruff, I'm from the north, although it's not that far north type shtick that he has, he didn't, he felt intimidated by Labour MPs giggling at him. Let that one sink in for a bit. Which leads us all on, of course, to the notion of fear and perceptions of safety, and indeed the snowflake generation, because one of the things I've been ruminating on in the last few hours, because I haven't had a lot to do other than paperwork, is this notion of the boomers, people like myself and the reasonably comfortable middle-class types who are definitely over 50, who basically run everything because they're the ones that have reached those senior positions, that are forever decrying youth for being a bit rubbish because something blitz spirit Second World War. Yeah, all that stuff, right? And yet, they are the most pampered generation that the world has probably ever seen. They have it all, and yet they still manage to bitch about it. Yes, all them young people are rubbish, aren't they? No, they're not. They're brilliant. They're kind, they're open, they're warm, they're generous, they're extremely hard-working, all the things the boomers aren't. And yet, the boomers find themselves in that middle-class comfortable bubble whereby everything is wrong for them because it just isn't perfect enough, which leads us neatly into these notions of public safety. So if you're somebody who often says something like, well, it's not safe to walk the streets, you know damn well that that person, or you, are going to be the type of person that hasn't actually walked the streets since 1974 because you drive everywhere. We might call it the how should I put it, the talk TV presenter mindset, be it Mike or Julia or somebody. This wonderful little bubble that you live in whereby the worst thing that can realistically happen to you is that the traffic lights will go the wrong way on the way home, yeah? So your perception of the world is one of utter comfort, and those niggling non-utter comfort bits lead you to believe that there are inherent threats. And because there are inherent threats that you haven't dealt with since you were, about 15, you shy away from them. And therefore you become scared of them. So your perception is one of fear, yeah? Oh, I can't walk down that road, it might have some bad people in it. Or, I can't go into London on Remembrance Sunday, supposing there are Islamists there. Yeah? And then it's just one tiny little step for you to decide that you want laws passed against the people that make you scared. Not the people that actually are doing anything scary, but the people you imagine might be scary if you actually did, go out there. These people are our opinion makers, and they demand laws against all of those imagined things. So it's perfectly reasonable for Tory MPs to come up with the notion of a no-go area, because it is a no-go area for them. It's somewhere with brown people and poor people. I might feel uncomfortable. Can't we just ban them? Yeah, you can do. But how about instead actually thinking about what it was like when you were younger? Or maybe, I don't know, do something really radical like I do. I mean, at least 4 or 5 times a week I get on a bus and I go and sit with ordinary people. Yeah, terrifying. And yet I still manage to live to tell the tale because that's the blitz spirit that I have. Anyway, the next time that you think about these people, think about the way that their fears dictate what they want you to do. They need to get out more, don't they? Or just, I don't know, maybe spend a day being poor like the rest of us. Yeah? See how it feels. And then see what your priorities are. See what you're going to be afraid of, because it really isn't Islamists, I can assure you. There are greater fears in the world that almost all of us have to face on a daily basis. Get along.